Okay, so now that I wasted some time setting this OBS thing up, I can finally start with this. I don't know if we could call it reverse engineering or something, but anyway, hello everyone. This is a bit different from what I usually do. I picked up as a hobby disassembling games. To be precise, there was only one game which I partially disassembled, and it was Fighter for the same Sega Master System. And now this is Heroes of the Last, as you can see on the left side on this part. I only record one screen because I have not really used OBS before, and I kind of suck at it. So I know this is not really a great game or anything, but I can still enjoy it to some extent. Anyway, it would be a good practice. However, I don't really promise that I would finish this or the videos would be frequent or made on a timely basis or anything like that. Nothing, some those sort of things will be there. And I will also speak English in these videos since this is an English thing and most of the material about the console and everything else is in English. And when I'm thinking, um, when I'm programming and thinking or disassembling like this, my inner monologue, so to speak, is in English. So uh, doing this in Hungarian would require extra CPU time, so to speak, to convert my thoughts, and some things would just simply lost during transition. Okay, so I'm using Abulicious as it was with Bitfighter. But the second thing is that at many times, if something would require more time than what someone could sit through realistically, I would stop the recording or pause the recording to be exact and think. And when I get the resolution, I will tell you approximately how I got to that conclusion. I am not a Z80 assembly programmer by any stretch of the imagination. This is mostly guesswork, and it's like a fine puzzle, but a reverse puzzle, so not like normal puzzles where you have these small pieces and put together a large picture. No, this one is completely the opposite. So you have the whole picture, and you have to carve out these small pieces based on your best assumptions. Okay, so nothing is really bothering me. I have no Firefox open or anything like that. I will open it when I need it, but you won't see it. I have 3 monitors and I can only record one. Please let me know if I can use more than one screen, then I could show you some other things. Okay, so what this game is? So this was released in 1991 by US Gold and programmed by Tiertex. This game was also released on the NES, Amiga, Atari ST, even I think on the Spectrum too, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, this was meant to be an adventure game, an RPG. However, it kind of fails on many ways. The Master System version is interesting because well, it's a fairly large game, so it's 512. It's a 512K cartridge, and you cannot save. There is no battery backup or anything like that. No password system. You have to complete the game in one sitting. Of course, this is quite difficult, and the game's design is well, it has some promise, but no, not even the console is the limitation, because there are better adventure games on this system, and not even the Amiga or the ST versions are any better than this one. The NES version is much worse in, in many ways. But Theortex did a fairly fine job with this, so I'm not blaming them for the game's shortcomings. It was designed this way. Okay, now I'm blabbering for 5 minutes without anything, but you have to get the context. I know this is not a good game. This is not a popular game. I don't really care about popular games at all. The game has to be interesting to some extent. Okay, so I already got the disassembled code on the left side. I've opened the memory editor in advance, and I also have opened Emulicious's debugger. As you can see, my comments are on the same on the left and the right, because Emulious can pick up its own output assembly file, so it can detect that, oh, this was for this ROM. Okay, then we will load the comments and everything else. So you don't have to keep two separate versions of this. I did not know this in Pit Fighter, so my disassembly and the main assembly file is a bit different, so it doesn't pick it up. So, okay, we start the game, and let's say that we reload the ROM completely. We are suspended. As you can see, it's like it's like at the exact same moment when you start the console. So as you can see, I have entered some comments already. I will just enlarge this window a bit so I would see more things, and put this here. So this is the basic memory map of the system. It tells you the slot sizes. So the very first slot, it says, is 32K. This is 32K, and this is 16K. This is different. Sorry, it's almost midnight, so I have a bit tired now. But anyway, this is the basic cartridge details. So you have 31 bank, not just 30, as this is a 55K game. Now then, these are the memory addresses that the game uses. Of course, it's completely unidentified, because I had not done any work yet on this, just some initial comments, as you can see. So this is also completely fresh to me. Doing these master system disassemblies can also help you learn the processor and the console itself, and it can be also fairly good fun if you are into these things, but many of you may have different um, ideas of fun. This is mine. So we are at the end of the RAM, as you can see, FFF, and really the very first thing we could see that FFF is used in the master system world or memory map as a memory address for slot 2 address mapping. So the standard Sega mapper uses 3 memory addresses for each slot. So these slots mean you have these are 16 kilobyte slots. So the very first slot is, the first 16K of the ROM, and you can switch this over to another slot, but I don't think many games you are using this. Maybe one. I think the very first kilobyte is not switchable because it has the reset vector, so you had to get those in place and like freeze it in place and not change it. Otherwise, the program would crash. The so that is slot 0 because arrays in programming languages usually start with 0. So slot 1, the next 16K block, and slot 2 is the last 16K block. So there are three, like 48 kilobytes. Over that, we are defining the system RAM. So this, as you can see here, this C000 is the start of the system RAM, I think. Yeah. So right at here, we could tell that this is the slot 2 mapping memory address. This is a RAM mirror address. What this means that the master system has 8K of RAM. You can see that 4 times of 16 kilobytes is 64 kilobytes. So the last 16 kilobytes range is occupied by the RAM, 8 kilobyte ones, and the second 8 kilobyte as the mirror of said RAM. And the memory mapping is managed that the last 3 memory addresses, these mirrors, are used. So if you write those addresses, its value will be reflected in the normal RAM range. It's the same thing after all. And also, if you write this part, the standard Sega mapper will take it, the number that you wrote to that address, it will take the bank number to switch in. And if you read from this address, then you can get the currently active memory slot that you just banked in. So it's fairly straightforward. The debugger could pick up on a few memory control ports. These are the standard I/O ports of the master system. These are used for like memory control, the joystick ports, the PSG, so the sound. This is the VDP control port. Yeah, VDP control port and the VDP address port. So, for example, you write these addresses, the command that you want the VDP to do, and then you can give it an address on where to do this command that you have defined. You can read the VDP status to know what state in the VDP is, and then the two joystick ports. This is the joystick port, and then immediately after that you can see that the very first bank, the very first slot is defined, and then an organizational address like this is right at the beginning of the ROM. Okay, so I will edit this assembly file with whatever I find, and I press, if I'm right, reload symbols, yes, so I press Ctrl M, and the debugger will reload this assembly file from here to here. So then we are good. We can edit this one and see where the program goes here and check the memory addresses. As you can see, I have set console to initiate its memory to random because a few games depend on this random value. But I think now I'll just ask the emulation. I think it was here that no BIOS is file. Yeah, timing. It's not here. Yeah, and then initialized memory. Let's set it as 0, so we can see that what does the console initialize and when. So if we see the memory now, we can see that it's completely almost completely empty. So this way we can see what addresses were in use and what were not. It's fairly easy. I don't know why it is. Oh yeah. You can see these values because the system BIOS already wrote to it. So it does some initialization when you turn on the console. Of course, if we want to, we can switch the BIOS to BIOS file, and but then we had to wait for the BIOS to finish its thing. So we will use the malicious BIOS here. Okay, so let's get into this one. Also, this means this is the start of the RAM, and we will go up as we fill up RAM with our what are these variables? Yes. So you can see that we also have some gaps in it. I don't know why it was. Maybe the original programmer could tell us. Also, this is like byte-sized, so 1 byte of RAM used for something. And this is that it's 1 byte, but this is 14. Yes, it's 14. So it is reserved 14 bytes for something. And let's go near the end. As you can see, I'm no means an expert on this. I just guess, and it's really fun for me. Okay, so right at here, we could use it and really tell it that FF and this is slot 2 mapping, and it's referenced 46, yes, 46 times, so it's quite used pretty often. Okay, so we have changed this, and now we know that this one is definitely for this function. It really cannot be used for anything else. Okay, also just to see, so this is mostly code. It has some data in it, but the game is it's fairly light on code, and it's more like you can see these freaking jump tables everywhere. I will have loads of fun decoding these, or maybe I just give up and really. Oh, this is definitely some sprite writing or typewriting. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, sorry, I just had to drink something. I'm not really used to talking this much. I'm mostly here alone, home. So this is definitely some just to give you a quick overview what these could be. So these are definitely uh, sprites or some graphics related, because it's really using that. Okay, this might be definitely some game logic. It's good anyway. Oh, this looks really awful. this is this is right here. So let's just put it Control M, and it reloaded the symbols, and now it says slot 2 mapping. And with this, you can see that we are switching to the 8th ROM bank, and then we can see what's there. It definitely has some data over there. Okay, let's go more. Oh yeah, more of this bullshit. Really love it. Pit Fighter's code was much easier to decipher. Okay, so This is just, it's not really that much, I think. And most of it, you can see it's just data. This isn't even used. Like it has no label, so the code did not reach it, or malicious have not deemed it yet as executable, or because it's never accessed so far, then it doesn't disassemble it. But it very well may be code, not just data. Okay. Devs tend to left in some unused things in it. This is not used. This very well may be some other thing on this jump table. And really at the end, what I wanted to show you in the first place, why is it? This is definitely some bug. It's not supposed to look like this. Anyway, this is the meat and potatoes of this ROM. As you can see, this is really 16K banks, and this is all graphics. So this is a lot of graphics, and as you can see, no, it has code in it. Okay, this is for later. I'm just like thinking and checking small things. Okay, let's continue. So when you start up the game, this is what it gets first executed. So let's switch it over here. So we disable interrupts because we just started up the console. We don't know anything about its state. And really this is needed because if we don't turn it off, the console might jump to an interrupt, a defined interrupt, and mess up things. So we better just get the console into a known state first. So this is, as it says, yeah, and this is where the code starts. So as I already told you, you turn on the console and then it jumps here. It sets up interrupt mode 1. So when you enable interrupts on the CPU and on the VDP, it will jump to this location. So as I already entered some comments, so I did it some very minute checking. So this is where it goes. As I stated, this is the interrupt code and it does some things. We will decipher it later. Okay, so setting up that interrupt mode and setting up the stack point and entering the beginning of the RAM. So this is the very first address of the RAM. We can enter it like off RAM. It's used 11 times. Excellent. And we can really save it, reload it, and now we can see we are fine. Okay, so we load it. HIL is used as a what? Yeah, as a source register pair, and read the contents of the RAM. So this C000, and it with, what is this? I still cannot do hex numbers in my head, so bear with me when I fire up a calculator off screen like a noob. The hexadecimal is 0, and it ends it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it with 8. So just or it with 4, 1, 3, 4. And I will just use this one. So let's just copy this, and send it to memory control. But what I don't understand is why why does it do it? I mean, oh yeah, so it takes whatever value the BIOS left. I guess it writes there for some reason and write it to memory control. Let's see what the memory control does. This location. Bear with me while Firefox fires up. Yeah, and this is not what I wanted. Just a moment. Okay, so Firefox is here, and I'm waiting for it to load. Yeah, it's a bit slow. This is an older computer, and memory control port is memory system mappers. Yeah, so FFC, memory control port is FFC. Let's just write it here. FFC is the address. For memory control. Oh, 3E. Fuck, let's get the master system manual. Just a moment again. Okay, I have it opened. I have a nice PDF with the supposedly original software manual, software developing manual, like its best practices and stuff. So it says that ending it, this fourth bit. Yeah, so we are ending it. I don't know why it does this at all, but it doesn't matter. Let's see that we have this AB value in here. And so it's AB. No, I don't want any functions with it. This AB is what was here in RAM, so it's 101 0 1 0 1 1. Okay, so the last 3 bits. Okay, so it basically enables some memory ports, and so what it's supposed to enable here, bit 4, is enable the system's 8K RAM. So you have to enable it if you haven't done it so. It should enable joysticks, and things like that. But it's no matter. So it does some memory initialization. It enables, so this enables internal run. I put a question mark there because I have a rough idea what it does, but it just doesn't make sense to me, at least. If it had any sorry, external, it would enable. So basically, this would mean like enable external port, cartridge ROM, card ROM. So if you have a Sega card in it, then it will enable it. I don't know why it would do that. Then this bit 4 is to enable internal RAM, but it doesn't enable joysticks. This bit would do that. This right before it. Okay, so the destination. It says the destination +1 to the beginning of the RAM. And here it says, let's just jump here. So when it does, let's stop here. So you can actually set a breakpoint here, and we hit the breakpoint. As you can see, it did that HL is still this value, so the beginning of RAM. We take the lower part of it, so 0, 0, and put it in the very first address, so the beginning of RAM. Next is, let's set this, so this BC is a counter, basically. What this means is, if we put it in a calculator, 1EFF, it says to this is bytes of RAM, and what this LDR is getting a value from the source address and copy it to the destination, then increase the source and the destination address. So this is basically used to clear the RAM. Yeah, almost all of the RAM will be cleared. I think why it doesn't clear it all the way, because it would trash the stack pointer. So because we set the stack pointer here, we don't have to clear all of the RAM, just this one. Okay, let's see what it does. If it would be this, if we would select that the RAM would be randomized, then we would see it much more easily. So let's skip it. And we cleared the whole RAM. As you can, we should see that there is no other value anywhere other than 0. It's very easy. And we cleared the whole thing until here. We can even see that the stack point is set here. And I don't know where it grows, but I assume it's growing backwards, like in a Mega Drive, like how it would do on a Mega Drive. So we have modified the RAM, and now it's in a known state. See, it's really easy this way. I even noted it that this is like a initialization, then we load the lower part here. So this value is, when we are here, HL, it's DEF. Let's switch it to here. Yeah, DEFC. Load 80 into that. So at DEFC we shall see this 80 DEFC, and it's not. Oh no, no, I'm stupid. I Yeah, I am happy. It has not loaded just yet. Okay, and we set it to this 80. Yeah, 125. Whatever, why ever we did it, we don't know it yet. But let's just continue with it. So we just did something. Increase L. So this will, what is E? So this will be DEFE. Let's just wait here. No, DEFD. I am completely stupid. So we just do some. Okay. We loaded this value here, increase the address, then this means we zero out the accumulator. It is what I've seen in Z80 assembly, that they are always doing this to load the zero into the accumulator. So we just mark zero out the accumulator. Wait, isn't there shouldn't be any hardware there, I think. So let's check the memory map again. Oh, it's completely system RAM, so or is it? Let's see this. Is it any? No. It does some initialization. But I don't know. No, this is not ROM mapping. I was completely an idiot. This is not that. So let's just wait until here. Yeah, let's see what it did. So 0, 0, so 80, 0, 1, 2. I'm really curious why it does it. Okay, console events, no exceptions, no. Okay, so we did something. I'm not completely sure yet, but it initialized some labels, and then we jump here So we enable interrupts on the CPU itself. So let's just jump there. It's not really used that many times. Okay, so we just did that for some reason. It is not clear yet, but we have an almost clear RAM and some minor things set up. Okay, we enabled interrupts and we jumped to this 200 label, which is here. We are setting up the stack pointers again. DFF. Okay, we are not doing something funny with this. So right after init, this is an entry point. Let's just call it like that. I'm using my lucky HP keyboard from 2 workplaces ago. I gave them an identical keyboard pack which barely had any use. This one is quite messed up already, but it still works. Anyway, so we are setting up the stack pointer again for some reason, but we have, I think we had the same. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Maybe it's some template code. Okay, so it says that we should jump here. So let's find it. I'm sure there is a better way than manually looking up, but I'm not really interested. 9A. So this is where it jumps to. And now we disable interrupts again. Brilliant. And let's just not fuck this up. Okay, so after that we jump here, we disable interrupts again, load some data from this part. What's this? The game does load music and the US Gold logo itself. Why does it? Okay, doesn't matter. So yeah, and call this. What is this? 61F. So it's near the beginning. 61F. Already jumping around. Loading up this. C E. Let's just. Why is it? Seriously, this makes no sense to me. Okay, so we load it C, load it E. We have loaded this data here. How much is it used? How many times? Oh, it's just one. Just Oh, it's right up there. I'm so awful. Okay, it doesn't matter. We are right here. So we just read. Okay, so C BC is used as a counter. 36. How much is it? Oh, 36. 54 bytes. Huh. Mhm. Okay, so what we do is jump. Let's see. But yeah, that's fine. Hmm. Maybe this is a VP initialization. I don't know. Why does have this? No, I suck. I just suck. Yeah, ready to be. Let me think about this for a moment. Yeah, so I was completely stupid, but yeah, I should have just looked at the manual. So what this does, let me just show you. So this is the software manual for the Mark III, aka the Master System, and this is the these are the VDP registers, and these are initialized to these values. We have 11 registers, and here we have 11 values. And as you can see, what it does here is writing to the VDP as a register write and sets up the VDP. This is why I had to pause the recording even just for a half a minute, because sometimes this just takes time, and thinking takes time, especially if you are not an expert on something but just like an amateur who likes to dissect things. Okay, so we have figured this out, that this is actually a VDP initialization, and this is VDP init values, and this is VDP init routine. Oh, still, please just okay. Now we are fine. So what we do here comment here that really... Yeah, I should have seen this. Now that I'm opening it. Okay, so this is the number. It should have been obvious. Okay. This is why in programming you can do the same thing a bunch of different ways. And this is one of them. Okay, so read from the source. And this source is really that VDP init data right before we call this little routine. Then call this, and we will call it write to VDP reg. So with this, we will definitely know that from this VDP init routine, we read from a little snippet of data and load it into the video chip. So then we initialize it. And this actual register write is this. Okay. I have no idea why the programmer did it this way. It has it has absolutely no meaning this way. It could have been done easier, but it just shows that I'm not an expert on this at all. Oh, and maybe this is some music thing, but we are not going here yet. Not going here yet. Let's jump back. If I could actually do it. Point after init. Let's just find it. Okay. Let's call it this also, this one. Init entry point. So I think this label is used like when you are resetting the console. I don't know how you could do it on SMS too, but on a power-based converters and Mega Drive you could do it. I don't have a first release master system, sadly. Okay, so what we have dissected so far. So we disable interrupts, load these init values that we can use for getting the VDP in a known state, call the routine, and really just init the thing. I've said it too many times. Okay, enable interrupts. Let's just Control M8 again. Yeah, let's as you can see, it's coming along fairly nicely, even if this is really not really not much yet, but you will see, you will see. Okay, so let's just disable these breakpoints because we don't need them anymore. We have figured this out what this does. Okay, let's just come back and we are here. Okay, What does the hold instruction do? Let's find out. 80. I have not seen it use it this way. Okay, so what it does, suspends all actions until the next interrupt. See what it does, since halt does wait for the next interrupt. If you disable interrupts, halt will run forever, resulting in a crash. Make sure that you always either know the interrupts will be on or turn it on right before you use the halt instruction. Okay, so what it says is that it will wait 3 interrupts. Okay, let's see what it does. Let's wait like till here. Let's get the window here so we can see if we are already fucking it up. No? Excellent. So we are waiting for some warm-up time maybe? Not sure. DE9D? Did it anything at all? DEFA. Okay. Oh, the stack pointer's here. Excellent. So DE9D. DE9D is this one. Okay, load it into. So load this address into HL. Init after init entry point. Yes. How many times does this get used? 8 times. Where does it? Okay, it does define this, but it's a byte address. Okay. Hmm. It's strange because we are not reading the contents of this address. We are reading the whole what is it? The address of this RAM location. Okay. Let's see. Right to be correct. So this is definitely used for things. I have no idea what is it for. Okay, let's just. Okay, let's not get involved with this now. So we are setting this up. This is definitely some data load. This will be definitely used for some data load. Okay. This is a source address. This will be some source address. Okay, we are nullifying out BC, so the counter is 0. Let's halt again. Okay, fine. And so HL is DE9D, and the contents of is 4. Okay. Increase BC. So let's continue here. So this is 5. So compare the accumulator to 5. Uh-huh. Yeah. So the accumulator, you can see the accumulator here is 5. I don't know from when. We have not really. No, okay. So we have to wait for this. This will be stopped at. Okay. The E9D and it's 6. Yeah, it's a 0 flag is set. Jump to C, yeah. B, yeah. What is B's value here? B's value is B. Okay. I also had some, not this one, no. Some Z80 jumps. Yes, because this condition codes, yeah, if 0 flag is set, if it's equal, then jump back. Oh yeah, so this will be executed 6 times. Again, no idea why it does it yet. Definitely some initialization, but I see no point of it so far. Okay. Okay, so load B into A. B's value is B. Compare it to D. So let's just. Okay, so it says compare it the accumulator's value, so B to D, and NC means the carry flag is reset. So if the accumulator is equal or more, I don't know. Condition unmet. Okay. Okay, so it's equal or more, then jump back to this entry point. Yeah. Compare it to 8. So it's B, and we compare it to 8. If it's C, C means if if the accumulator is less than 8, it is. So we jump back. Hmm. I wonder what this is. Definitely some no idea why it does it. Let's just wait until. Okay. So the condition is unmet. And we can continue. Load B, C. So this 0B22 will be loaded into HL. Let's just do it. End it with A, so we lose the carry. It's usually done. SBC, yeah. So let's search for it. SBC, let's see what it does. Sum of the second operand and carry flag is subtracted from the first operand. The results are written into the first operand. What? Okay, so we just subtract DE from HL. Fine. This is some really, really awful thing. Yeah, and we just return. After we did this, all of this thing, we return to where? Where exactly? We can have this fine little arrow here to guide us. Okay, so we return here. Let's do it. Labor 206. Okay, we did not modify anything. Two, oh, six. Oh, I said six. Excellent. So we disable interrupts and clear some RAM. So this is DE29. How much do we do? CB means 203 bytes. So we clear run DE. Yeah. Set up the stack pointer again. Disable it, but didn't we just disable it? Okay. I just mark my disdain for this thing. Data 468. Oh, just two times. And again, this is 11 bytes, so this is let's just call it again VDP init bytes because that's what it is. Okay, I had to do some drinking again to keep my throat wet. Yeah. So we init after we just initialized it one time, we had to do it again. Absolutely no idea why it does it. Let's reload it. Excellent. Then 63B. Let's do it. This is again BC. Okay, so we still have this. No, we don't have it in each. Neg. What the fuck is neg? Negate. I can understand that. But where is it? Here. Negates the accumulator. Okay, so we switch A to negative back to positive. Why is it 3F? Yeah, 3F. This is ROM. This is ROM. So what is it? Okay. 40. 4BB. Lib of 4BB. Oh, come on. Set. I'm sure this means set the specific bit. Okay. Why the hell does it do this way exactly? Come on. Okay, let's wait until we get here. 7B. Okay. But really, D0. What the hell is this? God damn, really? Why can't you be any more? Okay, so this is 1, 1. Okay. Let's get the manual out. And what does it do? So this is a this is a VDP, right? But I have no idea if this is the first or the second. If this is the first, this is right to color RAM. Yeah, because these bytes are 1 1, and these last 2 bytes are meaning we are writing to color RAM. So let's assume we do it. We do it. Maybe we are setting up some stuff. Yeah. Then get a value from RAM again. I don't know where are they getting this shit? DE97. 97. Let's switch back to 26. Oh, there it is. Come on. Okay, let's use this. 26. Okay. So this is right color RAM. And 0. Okay, lose the carry flag. Did we wrote any color RAM yet? No. I don't even think the screen is on yet. Okay, no matter. Yeah. Okay, if this is, yeah, it clears this flag. Finally, we can, finally we do some legible shit. Because I don't know why this does this fucking 63B, because this is used 2 times. No idea. Absolutely bullshit. Back. Yes, if it's 0, then why? No, yeah. Condition unmet. Okay. I should have just let it execute it a bit. So maybe this is just a reset flag. How many times does this get used? Oh, I can see it's 8 times, yeah. This. Okay, this is interesting now. Anyway. So, since this value is 0, then we get the 18th ROM page into slot 2. So let's get it. This 60. Shouldn't we hit the the bank switch or something? So let's 63 E8. My goodness. Did it well. PC. Yeah, it clears some RAM. Oh no. You know what? Mm, It's a bit late for this, so I will continue with this. I don't know if it will be today, tomorrow, or a later time, but I'll continue this because it's already getting interesting with loads of stuff. I have absolutely no idea why it does it. Really? What the fuck is this? So I can understand this. This is memory clearing. Okay. Then getting the wrong value, I'm not even sure if it's not even, yeah, it's 0. So this should be 0. Let's load this. Okay. Load the index register. So load 0 to this, then edit the index. Okay. This is also something. Why does it? It would be really nice to talk to the programmer. I don't think even he or she can remember this all things from 1991. I'm as old as this game is, so okay. Thank you for keeping up with this shit, and sorry for me babbling. This is really real time thinking about this and commenting as it goes on. Some more Master System savvy people might pull their hair out already. That's why am I not seeing the completely obvious? But this is, I mean, what is this? Like some wasting cycles or something? Even this. This is a nice big rabbit hole. And I will go to the down. I will go down to it and see what it does. Really, saving all registers, calling this shit here, and getting back the registers. Excellent, excellent. Hmm. I can see myself writing stuff like this. Okay. Anyway, thank you. I'll upload this now without any editing, of course, and I'll see you next time, whenever that will be, of course. Okay, bye.